Let me know when you're ready and I will admit all.
We are live.
All right, Kayla, it's all you. I'm admitting everybody right now.
Production.
Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to graduation today. My name is Kayla Escobedo. I'm one of the trainers here with Casa of Los Angeles, and I'm so excited to welcome everybody here to graduation today. This is the exciting day that you've all been waiting for, as today you're going from trainees to official court-appointed special advocates. I also want to take a moment to welcome all the friends and family that are joining us by viewing the graduation on our live YouTube stream. So on the agenda for today, we are going to have a swearing-in ceremony with the Honorable Judge Seidler, and then you'll have an opportunity to hear from some other departments in the organization, and finally, you'll meet your advocate supervisor. Before we get started, just some tech housekeeping. If you are having any issues within the Zoom, please go ahead and private message Emily. Her name also says Emily IT Support. If you get kicked out of the Zoom, she'll put her contact information into the chat. So just make sure you write that down somewhere so you can connect with her in case you can't get back in. As usual, as you've been doing through training, please make sure that you stay on mute when you're not speaking, just to reduce the amount of background noise. And then for staff that are here, while the trainees are taking their oaths, please go ahead and turn off your videos just for that time. So the first thing that we're going to do is a swearing-in ceremony with the Honorable Judge Seidler. So I would like to present him. Judge Seidler, you have the floor.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. Congratulations. You made it. Very happy to have you all here and any of your family and friends who are watching. I know that you had extensive training, but before we get started, now that you've had a chance to really absorb it all, did anyone have any questions while you have one more judicial officer or attorney or something here for one more chance? Or any comments about the system as you've been watching and training? I know you're not that shy. Okay, you are about to embark on the best volunteer opportunity in the world, where you get to focus on one child or one sibling group to make a difference in their lives. Our attorneys and judges and social workers have way too high of caseloads, and you are going to be the one person who just has this child or this sibling to be focused on. Your case might involve education issues or finding the appropriate placement or services for a child. It might be complex in terms of medical issues. It might be issues around helping to make sure that the child is getting the contact with the people important in his or her or their life. Before we do the swearing in, I figure I'll share with you one sample of a more complex case I had. And there have been articles written about this child, so that's why I feel comfortable sharing about him. This child, when he was very young, was severely physically abused. And when his Casa met him, he was in the hospital. Actually, the Casa who was on the case originally had been on for about 6 months or a year and ended up having to get off the case. So a new Casa, Jan Miller, was assigned to Daughtry. And Jan would go to the hospital, meet with the hospital workers and the medical professionals to find out all of his needs. There was concern about whether he would ever be able to walk again, whether he would have upper muscle mobility. Jan went to all of the meetings. Jan was the one who identified an assisted walking device, a gait trainer that he was eligible for, and figured out how to get it for him. At some point, a foster mother was identified in Illinois, and Jan, sometimes just using her cell phone speakerphone, started including her in the meetings with the medical professionals. The foster mom came out and met Daughtry. A potential adoptive mom came out and met Daughtry, and eventually Daughtry ended up placed with her in Illinois. The day that we did the adoption, we did it by FaceTime before we were doing, like we are now, everything FaceTime. And in their house in Illinois, there were Dodger banners all over the house. I always say it was Dodger Day in Illinois. And Lynn Gabriel was there here as well. And we finalized the adoption. And Jan, the Casa, maintained contact with Dodger for a very long time. When he was about 11 years old, I got to see a picture of Dodger with leg braces on, walking a Tommy Hilfiger runway in New York. And then when I visited Jan when she, before she passed away from cancer, we FaceTimed, and Dodger at that point, a couple of years ago, was very into ice hockey, sled hockey, where he would sit in a sled and the hockey stick was attached to the glove. Someone would push him in the sled while he played hockey. He was about to go from Illinois to Florida for a hockey game tournament, had autographed jerseys from US Paralympic hockey players. And this is a kid who, but for one Casa making sure that he knew he could do anything up to his ability, and but for her, I don't know where he would have ended up, but one person made a major difference in his life, and I look forward to seeing where he goes in life. And right now during the Olympics, I kind of felt like that was like the perfect story to be telling right now during the Olympics. So that's one example, and it's a more extreme one with medical issues, but hopefully that story explains to your family and friends who are watching why there might be times when you're not available to do this or that, and why you actually have another commitment that's going to take up some of your time. When I was an attorney, I used to tell kids that the Casa was their special friend, and I got told, no, you're not a special friend. You are someone who is charged with the court to investigate the needs of the child and to come back and make recommendations to the court about orders that are needed to meet that child's needs. Although at some point you may bond to the extent that you are a special friend. So on that note, now any questions? Because you've now had time to think about it. Okay, hearing none. So today we're going to be doing the swearing in. And as you see, the Casa staff are turning off their videos. So only the Casa graduates are going to have your videos on. I will keep talking, but be back in a second. And for the swearing in, if you open your chat, you will see the script for the oath. I'm putting on my robe, so this feels really official. The last time we did this in person, just to give you a sense, it was 1 year and 11 months ago, where after we did the swearing in, instead of standing there taking a photo, we were doing the elbow and the standing apart taking the photo. And maybe we're getting closer to being back to that. Okay, so I have my robe on. So I'm going to ask the graduates to unmute. At some point, I'm going to say, I state your name, and you're going to say I, and you're going to say your name. So all the graduates unmute. Please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Maureen Tomlin,
Do hereby swear or affirm
do hereby swear or affirm
that I will truly and faithfully
that I will truly and faithfully
perform the duties of court-appointed special advocate
perform the duties of special advocate
in all cases to which I am appointed.
to all cases to which I am appointed.
That I will do so according to law,
That I will do so according to law
the policies of Casa of Los Angeles,
and the policies of Casa of Los Angeles.
and that I will always act
That I will always act
best interests
in the best interest
child or children
of the child or children
for whom I am appointed.
for whom I am appointed.
Mazel tov. On the chat, the whoop whoop. And you're all about to be muted by the host, who's then going to unmute me again, or let me unmute myself again. So this is the point where if we were here in person, you'd come up, I'd call your name, you'd come up, I'd give you a certificate, which you will still get a certificate. We would take a photo together. If you had any families there, I'd have them come up and we'd take a photo with them as well. But before we get there, I forgot about the second oath. So I am going to have you unmute again. Okay, unmute again. Raise your hand again. Actually, give me a second. Raise your hand. A while. As court-appointed volunteers, you will have access to dependency court legal files and proceedings. As you know, these files and dependency court proceedings are confidential. You are charged with the responsibility of upholding the confidentiality of these cases. You are not to discuss these cases nor reveal the identity of these children with any persons other than those individuals who are rightly involved in the case. This would include those court personnel, social workers, family members, not your family members, attorneys, or other professionals assigned to the case. Okay, let's try that again. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. And when I say swear or affirm, you can pick which one you prefer saying. I do solemnly swear or affirm.
I do solemnly swear
To uphold the confidentiality.
To uphold confidentiality
Information contained in the legal files.
the information contained in legal files
All other case information
and all other case information
comes to my attention
that comes to my attention
in the course of my work.
during the course of my work
Court-appointed special advocate.
as a court-appointed special advocate.
Thank you all very much. Feel free to mute yourselves again. So I'm going to acknowledge you one by one. And if and when I call your name, feel free to unmute. Let me know either how you found out about Casa or what you do for a living. Pick one of those two, what you do for a living or how you found out about Casa. And let me know if you have any people who are watching that you want to give a shout out to. And let's start with Carroll. Carroll. Hi.
Hi, I get to be the first.
I never get to be first.
Meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
So what do you do for a living or how did you find out about Casa? Pick one.
I am retired, and previously I worked for the Correctional Center, Men's Central Jail, as a registered nurse. So I retired just before COVID.
So registered nurse, that means that you're going to be good on all the medical issues and that all your classmates here actually now know who to contact when they have a question.
Oh, thank you.
And do you have anyone watching?
My husband and I have a couple girlfriends. Myrna should be there. And my husband.
And thank you for your shout out to the rest of the class about shooting for the moon.
Thank
Good
you.
message. Thank you very much. Welcome. Deborah Eisenstadt.
Hi.
Hi. And you're about to get spotlighted, I think. And what do you do for a living, or how did you find out about Casa?
I'm a writer, director, producer, and I have had my eye on Casa for some time. I haven't really had the time up until recently to get involved, but I'm happy to be at this point.
That's great. And what type of stuff do you direct, produce?
Mostly independent films and documentaries.
Wonderful. And anyone watching?
No.
Okay, and there was one other thing I was going to say. Oh, thank you. And this is not a comment to what you just said, but a lot of you are volunteering during a pandemic where you kind of have that extra time. And I really encourage you to think of this as a long, long time commitment. You will see at the annual volunteer event that we have CASAs being acknowledged for 10, 15, 20, 30 years of service as CASAs. And I really hope that once you get your first CASA kid or kids, you will get a sense of the long-term volunteer opportunity this really is. Welcome, thank you. Next up, Sherry Emas.
Hi there. I am a pediatric occupational therapist. And I got into CASA because I have two friends that are also CASA in Los Angeles.
And have you done any pediatric occupational therapy through Regional Center or not?
Yes, I've been contracted through Regional Center.
Okay, there you go, everyone. Here's your resource about Regional Center and what Regional Center is and how to navigate that.
And also California Children's Services. I think that's a big one.
Great. And you do or don't have anyone watching?
My daughter, Melanie.
Hi, Melanie. Your mom's great. Awesome. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Next up, one of our CASA staff members, because the last CASA director really started a thing of CASA staff becoming CASAs and actually having CASA kids on their palette as well as their other work within CASA. So Chelsea O'Neill.
Yes, hello. Yeah, so you gave away already what I did for a living. So I am the advocate supervisor here at CASA, and I also had the privilege of completing the training, and I'm super excited to be working with some of you. And I don't have anyone watching right now.
I think you have a few colleagues watching.
Well, a few colleagues, yes. My family back home in New York.
And how long have you been with CASA?
About, I want to say 2 months now.
Great. Congratulations. Welcome. We'll see you in a courtroom one day.
Yeah.
Denise Preciado, the other staff member.
Hi, everyone. I work for CASA as well. And what I do is I recruit all of the volunteers. So I will be recruiting more volunteers for our next session. I do have my husband watching, Ralph, during his lunch break. So thank you for watching.
Hi, Ralph. Thank you for everything your wife does. Thank you very much. Welcome. Frances Sweeney. Is Frances here?
There we go. Better. I am recently retired, and I found out from CASA from some of my old co-workers who are involved. And I'm very grateful to be able to have the opportunity to contribute to all the work that CASA does. And I might have a friend watching if she's not too busy at work, Belinda.
Hi, Belinda. You know, every senior I talk to who's retiring, or every person I talk to who's retiring, the very first thing I tell them about is CASA. It's best opportunity. Welcome. Thank you very much. And one day Belinda will become a CASA.
Belinda is.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask you if you retired from because you didn't say it. Maureen Tomlin.
Good afternoon. I am recently retired as well, and I feel like everything has been leading up to becoming a CASA. I heard about it years ago, and I knew I wouldn't have time until my kids were out of the house and I was retired, and I finally have time to do it, and I'm so excited.
That's great. And are the kids watching?
No, I didn't know about the live stream.
Okay. You know what? It'll be available on YouTube. They can watch it later.
Oh, good. Okay, I'll send it to him. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Olivia Warner.
Hello. My name is Olivia, and I'm a pediatric intensive care unit nurse. And I heard about CASA through a fundraiser that I attended, and I have been wanting to do it for the past 3 years, but had just started my nursing career, so I wanted to let that settle in before I jumped on in.
That's great. You know, CASA fundraisers are really awesome. And yesterday I got an email about a taco, and I now have to go order a few online because every $1.25 goes to Casa.
It's fortunate we have a home state right up the street from the hospital. So 2 birds, 1 stone.
Which hospital?
Children's, LA.
Oh, great. Wonderful. Well, welcome. Thank you very much. Another one for all of you for the medical background. Next up, Amanda Young.
Hello. I am a teacher and I heard about Casa many years back. I was a Kappa Alpha Theta in college. So we did a lot of work with Casa. And I actually was part of the team that worked with Casa. So I had heard about them and kind of wanted to find time to work as a Casa, and now ended up being the time. So here we are.
Go Theta. And where do you teach?
I taught kindergarten for the past 5 years, and now I'm in 1st grade.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Is public or private?
Private.
Wow, that's really exciting.
Yeah.
Thank you, people. We have everyone in this class has something that they can help any of you with, depending on what your Casa child needs. Here's your education person. Have you participated in IEPs or not? Because of
Yeah, I've done many IEPs. I have a special education and elementary education credential and a master's in curriculum and instruction.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, Amarachi and Werzer.
Hello. I am a strategy consultant, and I heard about Casa through the LA Times. There was an article about an artist who donated work to their annual arts fair, and I wanted to learn more about the program. And I do not have anyone watching, but yeah.
You know what? They're all going to hear what you're doing, and you're going to be telling them all about what you're volunteering and recruiting them. So there you go. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
I was waiting for you to be pinned, and there you are. Okay, now we have you on screen. Thank you very much. I better start going faster. I always go way too slow, but I like hearing about each of you. Corey Takahashi.
Hi, I work at the Capital Group where Sweeney just retired from and where Belinda is watching from. So our organization is very involved in Casa. So I heard about it through some colleagues, and they encouraged me to volunteer. And go ahead, you have a question?
No, I think I'm on a board with someone from the Capital Group. I'm on the Screwball board.
Probably. And my husband Rainus is watching. So thank you for your support, Rainus.
And who did the wonderful painting behind you?
Oh, somebody online. I don't know.
Wonderful. Welcome. Congratulations. Thank you. Courtney Birnbaum.
Hi, I am a design coordinator for Disenchantment at Netflix. So it's a big week for us. This Disenchantment just came out, and I get to do this.
Wow. So is Belle through you guys?
Unfortunately, no, I'm just a huge fan. It actually deals with some things that could be very helped by Casa.
There you go. There you go. And do you have anyone watching?
Yes, my husband, Christopher, some siblings, and my dogs.
Wow. And are your siblings local?
Some of them are.
Okay.
Yeah,
Welcome.
some of them are in New
Thank
Jersey.
you. Thank you to the hubby for volunteering you, letting you volunteer, giving some of his time with you to us. How's that? Donna Fitton.
Hello, I think I'm off mute. Good, good. I heard about Casa through a friend who is a volunteer, and just listening to her talk about what it's all about, I was just really drawn to it and following my heart on this one. So I'm excited to be here and to start. I do not have anyone watching today, but maybe somebody on the YouTube stream will see it tomorrow.
And who's your friend who's the Casa? I should have asked a couple other people that.
Michelle Grimaldi.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
I lost my space and I'm finding it. Oh, there it is. Elena Avery.
Hi, how are you?
It's a long day. I still have cases left.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good. I'm a music manager. I found out I was a big brother, big sister in both New York City and Los Angeles, and I was looking for another way to get involved with youth in Los Angeles area. And I loved Casa's mission and the ability to really be hands-on. And so I'm very grateful to be here and join the community and hopefully, be a part of some positive change.
Well, it's very different than big brother, big sister, but I think a lot of those skills you'll end up being able to use. So that's great.
I think so. Yeah.
Great. Wait, did I ask about anyone watching?
My parents might be watching, but that's a good question. Unclear.
Are they in New York or wherever it was?
They're in California.
Oh.
They're in California. Yeah.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thanks.
Francesca Fisher.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks.
So pick something. Tell
yeah.
us something.
I work as a project manager. My parents were supporters of Casa when I was growing up, and like Amanda and some others, I was a theta at USC. So that's where I learned more about Casa and got to hear from older girls who had graduated that would come back and talk about their advocacy.
That's wonderful. Wow, what a great network. And are your parents watching?
No one's watching.
Thank you. Jamie Monet.
Hi, how are you? So I work in contemporary art. I'm a curator and advisor and artist liaison. And I had known about Casa for a while, but I had a son 2 years ago, and through some of the moms that I met, 2 of them had done it, and they really encouraged me to do it now. So I have a little bit more time. My time's more flexible. So.
And where are you a curator?
I worked for a private family who opened a private museum in Los Angeles.
The Marciano?
Yeah, I was the director.
Wow.
And I worked for them for 10 years. So I left that job in 2019, but have stayed in the art world.
My parents collect contemporary art. You probably met them.
Well, you probably know Yael Lipschitz from Skirball.
I probably do. There you go. It's a small LA. And
Yeah.
Anyone watching?
No one's watching.
Okay, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Michelle Panamino.
Good afternoon. I am a manual therapy provider. I work with a lot of people who have injuries. One of my patients who is a Casa and is now a lawyer for children in the system actually told me about Casa in 2020.
Who's the lawyer?
I don't think I can tell you that because she
That's
is
okay.
my patient.
Oh, never mind. Don't tell me that. Great. And anyone watching?
I think I have quite a few people watching. My mom and my brothers, Nathan, Josh, and Emunah. I think my grandma might be watching, and my boyfriend Yasan and his mom Sindra.
Wow, the whole family. Great. Welcome.
Thank you.
Olivia Prawida.
Hello. I heard about Casa from an ad on a local Pasadena magazine, and I am a investigation manager in a law firm.
What kind of law firm?
We do mortgage fraud lawsuit.
You're a day late. My husband was just looking for someone to refer someone to. And do you have anyone watching?
No, I do not have anyone watching. My husband and my kids are all busy today.
Welcome. Thank you very much for volunteering. They can watch it later.
Yeah, thank you.
Teresa Fuentes.
Hi there. I am a lawyer by day, but I learned about Casa when I was in school as well through Theta. I don't have anyone watching at the very moment, but my son and I plan to go to Home State here in Pasadena this evening for tacos.
And what is behind you?
So that is probably Pasadena City Hall.
Wonderful. I want to hear how the Home State is. I haven't been yet. I'm getting closer to ordering. Thank you. Welcome. Wendy Yee.
Hi there. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I have been for the last 20 years. So my youngest is in high school. My youngest daughter is in high school. So I'm getting close to empty nest.
Well, and you have all that experience with kids to like lend to other kids.
Yeah.
Welcome. I'm not too sure Empty Nest exists anymore. I do have the nephew with the master's degree living back with my brother and sister-in-law. But thank you. And anyone, the kids watching, no one's watching.
No, everyone's in school.
That's good.
Yes.
Priorities. Okay. Thank you. Martha Statmiller.
Marta, I am an account director at a marketing agency. I heard about Casa actually on an ad on KCRW. Actually, it was a couple of years ago, so it's been on my radar. And right now, I think my sister, Eva, in Ohio is watching, and possibly my mom as well.
And did you tell Eva that it was 75 degrees at 6:30 this morning?
I'm not telling. No, I don't talk about the weather with them. They don't want to hear it.
Thank you. Hi, Mom. Hi, sis. Emily Garvey.
Hi, I am a former classroom teacher, currently in nonprofit education. And I also heard about Casa because I was a Kappa Alpha Theta in college. So I'm excited to be able to give back now. And I have nobody watching right now, but maybe the recording later.
So am I dealing with two classes here? One which was all thetas and the other is another class?
No, I think we were all mixed in.
That's amazing. Great. Thank you. Welcome. Amanda Harvey.
Hi, good afternoon. I am an independent film producer, and I heard about Casa through my friend Adina. No one is watching right now, but I plan to send the link to the three ladies who did recommendations for me, which is Jessica, Abby, and Adina, and my fiance, Bob.
And when's the wedding?
We'll see.
And do you know the other independent film producer on here?
I don't know.
See, now you're friends. Great, thank you. Laura Snow.
Hello. So I don't think this will come as a shock to anyone, but I'm also a Theta, and I graduated from San Diego State University in 2020. So I had a lot to do with the fundraising for Casa as well in San Diego. And now I work in project management. And my parents are filming me right now while I do this.
I can see them right over here. They're right over here. Thank you. Welcome. Cambry White.
Hi, I'm Cambry, and I previously was a high school counselor on the island of Hawaii, and currently I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have a 7-month-old son.
You left the island of Hawaii, really?
I did.
Wow. And mom and new volunteer opportunity all at the same time. Great. Welcome. Anyone watching?
No, but my husband and my mom are gonna watch later this evening.
Mahalo. Mary Lopez.
Hi, I'm Mary Lopez, and I am an economics professor at Occidental College in Los Angeles. And I heard about the Casa program on the news a couple years ago, and they emphasized their great need for volunteers. So it's something that I've been wanting to do. And my dad has a long history and career in advocacy. So it's something that I thought was important that I do. I'm not sure if anyone's watching right now. I know they will later. My parents and also my partner, Greg, who stayed awake for dinner and didn't eat dinner until 8:30 every Tuesday for the past 5 weeks until I was done with my Casa training. So thank you.
That is commitment and love. And maybe Casa could do a training for some of the older Casa kids on money management and things like that with someone who's an economics professor at Occidental College. Maisha Steen.
Hi, I'm Maisha, and Go Aztecs. Laura and I have been in the same class, and that never came up, but there's a big difference in the years that we were there. I'm
she's clearly a lot older than you are.
Clearly, yes. I am a pharmaceutical sales rep, and I have been looking to give back for a long time. And I heard about Casa through Christiane Brooks.
And is anyone watching?
Dr. Christy Brooks is watching while
Hi,
she's
Dr. Christy Brooks. And you know, the pharmaceutical is interesting because based upon your job, you probably have a knowledge and understanding a little bit of medications, and we have a lot of kids on psychotropic medications that the judge has to authorize. So you might be a valuable resource for classmates when they have questions about some of these drugs being prescribed to their kids.
We shall see.
We will see. Lauren Mansell.
Hello, how are you?
Gazi.
London.
Oh God, I was all I had was a hello, how are you?
So I learned about Casa back when I lived in New York, and I started the process there. And then unfortunately COVID hit and all of that happened. And I moved to Los Angeles, so I started the process again. So I'm very happy to be graduating now.
Great. You know, we've had a couple of British graduates in the last few classes. And anyone watching?
No, but I will share the video later. So hopefully they'll get to see it tomorrow.
Right. And all of us are like reading your books behind you right now to like figure out who you are.
My husband's books.
Ah,
Yeah.
never mind. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Nicole Measles.
Hi, I work in the fundraising efforts at UCLA. I think I learned about Casa from an advertisement, and no one is watching today, but I'm going to stream this during halftime at the Super Bowl. So I'm going to make everybody in my family watch it.
That is brilliant. Well,
Who needs that halftime show? Just kidding.
Well,
I'm going to watch
the one shame is that it's the Rams instead of the Chargers, not because I'm not a Rams fan, but because the center for the Chargers, who just played in the Pro Bowl, Corey Linsley, who's the Chargers nominee for Man of the Year, he and his wife were Casas in Wisconsin. He just moved to LA, and they are doing a matching funds for Casa LA in Orange County right now. So
very nice.
Very nice.
Well, thank you.
He even gave Lynn, Gabriel's son, tickets to the Super Bowl that he is not taking his mom to. Okay, and last up, Dustin Rios, who stands out in this group.
Hi, my name is Dustin, and I'm a talent agent assistant. And I heard of Casa while scrolling online, like searching for a volunteer program to get in, just because I had some extra time and I want to do something positive for my community. And yeah, I'm just very happy to be graduating now. Thank you.
That's great. And anyone watching?
Yes, my really good friend Gio. I just sent him the link like 10 minutes ago, and he's hopped on.
Hi, Gio. And are you like working your way up to be a talent agent?
Yeah, that's the goal right now. We'll see what happens. You know, just gotta give it some time, but I'm very happy.
You're getting ready to go to law school for your background?
Law school? Nah, I had some friends go ahead and do that, and I didn't like their story, so I think I'm safe right here in my position.
Welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you to all of you for the time and energy you're going to be giving of yourselves. And truly, it's an interesting court system in terms of the focus on child safety at the same time of working with families and working when possible to keep families together or to work to get them back together and making sure the needs of the children are met. One thing I would want to mention to all of you while I have you is that the work we do here is very much implicated by the Black Lives Matter movement issues. We have a disproportionate number of kids of color in the system. We have a disproportionate number of kids of color who end up without permanence in terms of adoption or guardianship and end up in more of a long-term foster care, what we used to call long-term foster care arrangement. And it's really important that we're working to understand that this system only needs to get involved in kids' lives when they're at substantial risk of harm. And our first goal, when possible, is to get them back to family, or if we can't keep them with family, and need to be making sure that we're preparing kids for permanence in the event that they can't go home, and getting them all the services they need in order to be successful in life. So thank you all very much. And I'm giving you back to the Casa staff.
Thank you so much, Judge Seidler, for taking the time to swear everyone in and welcome everybody to this role. Shout out to the 19 people watching on the YouTube. Thank you for being here to support your loved ones, and stay online because we're now going to hear from some departments of Casa of Los Angeles. The first person we're going to hear from is Mika Khan, our Chief Program Officer.
Thanks, Kayla. It's always so hard. Hi, everyone, first of all, and congratulations, you're officially CASAs. I can't even explain how exciting that is and how grateful we are for the time and effort you've put in so far and everything you're going to do from this point forward. I was going to say it's always so hard to go after Judge Seidler because he's got such an energy about him. So I hope I do this justice. But just to give a little background, because we had so many Thetas on the call, or Thetas graduating today, I heard about Casa 10 years ago when I was also a Theta. And so it just makes me so happy. I haven't seen this many in one graduating class, but one of the great things when I joined Casa as staff was to see that it's really so much more impactful than, you really get to learn about from as a Theta or, just learning about it from friends and family. You're doing so much good for the young people that you're supporting. And I was formerly an advocate supervisor. You'll all get matched with one of those upon graduation. And so I really got to see firsthand how much you bring to this young person's life. And it takes a really special person to be a CASA. So you're coming in with your own individual skill sets. You're coming in with everything you've just learned, and you're able to be that one consistent adult for a lot of young people that don't have a consistent adult. And we could not be happier or luckier that you've made it to this point. And one of the things that I work on as Chief Program Officer is creating opportunities and strengthening our existing programs to make sure we can meet the youth's need at multiple different places outside of just our traditional advocacy. So whether that's kind of focusing in on certain populations, whether that's creating new programming to meet needs. And Judge Seidler mentioned, maybe having some sort of financial literacy training. We're working on that. So if you have certain skill sets that you bring to the table, please know we always love to utilize that in whatever way we can. And please know I'm available. We want to hear what's working. We want to hear what you want to see more of. And we're just so excited to have you be part of our team now. And thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you so much, Mika. Next, we're going to hear from Angela Daughtry, our Manager of Outreach and Recruitment.
Hi, welcome everybody. I'm so excited you guys graduated today. That means you really took the time out to learn more about CASA and join our team. I want to ask you, tell somebody about CASA. I know the Thetas have told people about CASA. I'm so excited about how many numbers have come in today. And also Michelle, I think Michelle said she had the most people that are watching on YouTube. So thank you, Michelle, for putting the word out there. And let's get some more CASA volunteers in. Fill your seat, fill your training class. We just ask that you talk about CASA as much as possible. And don't forget, you can be like the young lady that said she's going to live stream or show the CASA YouTube video during the Super Bowl. Who needs to see the Super Bowl halftime when they can learn more about CASA and draw more CASA people in? So feel free to contact me. I'm Angela Daughtry, and contact someone here at CASA to learn more about CASA. We can do your private groups, and we can also just have you come to our info sessions or join our webinar. But thank you and congratulations for graduating. And we look forward to you spreading the word like you all have. So many people on this graduation team also heard from other people, that you work with. So I was excited to hear about that. Thank you so much again. Congratulations and have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much, Angela. The next person we're going to hear from is Marie Carpenter, our Chief Development Officer.
Hi, everyone. Congratulations. Happy graduation. So yes, my name is Maureen Carpenter. My team and I, we manage our fundraising and marketing efforts, Casa LA, and you may have heard this already. So Casa LA is a nonprofit organization. So we receive the majority of our funding from individuals, businesses, and foundations. So all donations are to support and sustain our work together, our advocacy work together, so that we can continue to serve the children that we are currently serving, but also serve more children in the system. As you all know, we are the largest child welfare system in the country. So I'm here to tell you more about just some of our fundraising efforts and events that you'll just get information about because you're part of the Casa family now. So as a Casa volunteer, you are also a Casa organization advocate. So what I mean by that is that, when you're out in the community or in your neighborhood, that you can keep an eye out for funding or partnership opportunities that may lead to more funding and more awareness building, because I would love to see the day that Casa becomes a household name. So for instance, Home State, all of you or some of you are very excited about Home State partnership. And so like Home State, there are many local businesses that are looking for charities to partner with, that are looking to give a portion of our proceeds of a taco. Donut Friend does a charity donut every month. So we're usually part of that, Sidecar Donuts. So yeah, businesses like that. And then there are also groups like the Theta. So again, just so happy to hear about or meet all of you here that are coming from that world. And Mika, I didn't know that you were our Theta. So we work very closely with all the Theta groups in the local colleges. And again, this is the same thing. There's so many out there that I know that we don't know them. We don't have a partnership with. So really, oftentimes it takes an introduction from someone from the inside, inside there and inside here. So that's a very easy way for you to just let us know about that. Many companies have matching gift programs. They oftentimes match dollars, but they will also match volunteer hours. So if you don't want to look into that a little bit more. And then of course our foundations, our grant department is huge. So again, there are some foundations that will just require an introduction from someone that they know. So don't forget about Casa on that end. And finally, as a Casa, you'll be informed with many of our events throughout the year. We have the gala coming up on May 10th at the Skirball. It's usually, I would say it's usually a rubber chicken dinner, at the Beverly Hilton. But this year it's at the Skirball because it's all 100% outdoors and it's in person and it's smaller. So, you'll get information about that. And if you wanted to be part of that, there are volunteer positions, like check-in, welcoming any guests. And of course, if you wanted to get a ticket or sponsor or anything like that, we welcome you. So that's coming up. And actually I said finally, but there's one last thing, and this is more fun for you all. So our marketing, our social media is pretty active: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, LinkedIn, all of it. And if you post a photo from today's graduation, please tag us, please follow us to get all the latest news. We actually have a photo. I do actually have a photo that we took, a screenshot that we took of you all as you were sworn in. I will share that in the chat or have someone email it all to you after graduation. So thank you again for your time and your support. I'm so grateful for you all.
Thanks so much, Maureen. The next person that I'd like to introduce should be a familiar face to you all, Lynn Gabriel, the Director of Volunteer Services.
Hi, everybody. So good to see you again. You made it to the other side. I'm so happy to hear that. Since you all have already met me and heard my story a little bit, I'm going to do something that I have never done at a graduation. Don't freak out, Kayla and Emily and Taina. It's not going to be anything crazy. But there is a poem I recently came across from a long time ago that was written by the former communications director for National Casa. And I used this poem once, I think, at a luncheon, and I just love it. And I thought that you all might like to hear it. And since you're all muted, you can't tell me if you don't want to hear it, so I'm going to do it anyway. It's called The Advocate. And this is not about rescue, so as to feel good when the child lights up with a smile. This is not about the comfort of compassion. This is hard work, struggling with ripped families and children in clouds of pain, anger dancing around in their hearts, and the turmoil of a world made crazy. This is caring, yes, but also what is just, what should be demanded. It takes love and a certain measure of courage, and in the simple act of person helping person, it becomes extraordinary. So I will leave you with that and say congratulations.
Thank you so much, Lynn. I think I saw a couple folks wipe the corners of their eyes, so I think they appreciated that. The next person I'd like to introduce is our Director of Advocacy, Dr. Christian Brooks.
Hello, and congratulations everyone for graduating and finishing your CASA training. As Director of Advocacy, I welcome you all and am looking forward to working with and getting to know each and every one of you to the best of my ability. Of course, we have, 900 or so, if not more, advocates. But I definitely look forward to meeting you all at some point. I look forward to working with you and your supervisors to make sure that your advocacy is a pleasant experience. As always, we thank you for volunteering, for giving your time to help our youth, for giving your time to work with them, to go with them to court, because oftentimes you are the only person that is there with them at court. And seeing your faces helps them get through what is already an extraordinarily rough day, which has already been an extraordinarily difficult and challenging time in their life. So thank you again for all of that. Our process works as such. You will be matched with your advocate supervisor as of today. This is the person that you will work with that will guide you through your case, that will walk with you, that will talk to you about it, that will help you, that will assist you in every single area that you need in order to successfully run your case. You will meet with them today in a breakout room. You will have a brief discussion with them. They will talk to you about the steps that are going to be next in looking at your case and viewing your case and how to do that and how to accept your case and how to move forward. If you have any questions for them, that will be the time to be able to meet with them. That will be the time to be able to ask them questions and determine everything that you need to know at that time. So what their email address is, what their telephone numbers are, what their hours are, how they're able to work with you. Those are the people you're going to work with closely with your case to express your fears, your joys, your successes, and even those times when you feel like you have failed, not only yourself, but sometimes the kid. And knowing that just showing up is not failing. And that's the most important part about what we do, is making sure that we show up. Again, thank you all for graduating and completing your class. Again, I look forward to working with all of you. And congratulations. I'm so excited. And thank you to Maisha. She made it seem like we haven't been friends for the last 20 years. But I love you, Maisha, and thank you for graduating. And Maisha said, when we talked about CASA, I want to do it. And she came through, and I'm looking forward to working with her and her supervisor. And thank you also to her and her company for our bikes for Christmas. So those are just some of the things that you can do. Advocacy comes in so many different ways and looks so different. So thank you again to all of you, and I look forward to meeting you.
Thanks so much, Christy. Finally, a congratulations from the folks that you have all been looking at for the past 5 weeks, your trainers. So congratulations, everybody. I'm so proud of you. I know it's been a long journey from completing your application to being here today. I just want to thank you for being an amazing class. You know, learning is symbiotic, so you learned from me, but I also learned a lot from you all as well because of the wealth and skills and knowledge that you bring, just as Judge Seidler had mentioned. But I also want to give an opportunity for your own trainers to say congratulations as well.
So obviously I am going to be a bit repetitive as well, but thank you all so much for looking at me, as I mentioned, for 5 weeks, for 3.5 hours. It's been, I've really enjoyed it. And as Kayla said, like, we learned so much from you, and it's always, I always learn something every training session. So thank you so much. Thank you for all your hard work and being communicative. Yeah, and hopefully we stay in touch. Do keep in touch with each other, of course. And yeah, looking forward to hearing how you're getting on. Bye. Congrats.
Congratulations, everybody. It's been great getting to know you all and connecting with you, getting to know your skill sets. And as the 2 other trainers just mentioned, Kayla and Emily, stay in contact and stay together and support each other through this process. And remember to take care of yourselves consistently so that you can keep doing this work. As you've heard these stats about what these kids need, what these young people need, what kind of support they need from you, and elevating their voices. So keep that up. Remember all the things that you learned. Review back your homeworks if you'd like to get a refresher. Take trainings, and keep doing the great work. Congratulations. And happy Black History Month.
From here on out, the 3 of us put you into the care of your advocate supervisor, who you will be meeting right now. So everyone here, go ahead and stay online. Everyone on the YouTube, thank you for joining us, and thank you for supporting your loved ones through this journey. And just a final congratulations again to our new court-appointed special advocates.